How to sell a house, part 1. So we're always talking about how to buy a house, how to get a mortgage, but I'm never talking about selling a house, and it's very important. A lot of times you may have a house that you're going to be selling in order to buy a new one, and it is part of the process. So today I'm going to be covering part 1, which is going to be choosing your realtor, getting ready to list your house. I am actually going through the process myself right now, so this is very raw. It's very real for me. So I hope that helps convey some of the importance of this. So number 1, choosing your real estate agent. I am always so surprised by how many people get this wrong. Okay? No matter if you're working with the worst real estate agent in town or the best real estate agent in town, you're gonna be paying about the same. So as a seller, it can vary around the country a little bit, but on average, you're gonna be paying anywhere from 5 to 6% in fees to real estate agents to sell your house. That is split between the buyer's agent and the listing agent. You want to make sure it's split. Sometimes what will happen is if you let's say you negotiate to 5%, the listing agent will go, okay, I get 3, they get 2. I would not personally advise that. I know how hard buyer's agents work. I would want them to split. Okay, so that's something to talk about, because sometimes, like, if your real estate agent said, don't worry, we'll get it done both sides for 4%, and they kept 3% and gave the buyer's agent 1%, you may get less views on your house. I know that sounds horrible and wrong, but think about it. The buyer's agents, if they take them to Bob's house, they're gonna get paid 2 to 3%, whereas at your house, they're gonna get paid 1. What house do you think they want their clients to buy? Okay, so that's the first thing. You expect that. The next thing is picking that real estate agent. Take time, guys. You can interview a couple different agents easily. Ask them, how would you market my house? Okay? What the realtor brings is 3 key things. Marketing, network. So critical. Right there. These 2 are the 2 most critical things. And knowledge. Okay? Marketing, network, and knowledge. So I'm always looking for who markets properties the best. Whose houses do I see when they're listed and I swoon. When I read through the description, I go, oh my gosh, I want to move in. That is who you want. You want to take the time to research this. I have been looking online at homes nonstop for the last few weeks, and I am appalled that some people are calling themselves real estate agents. I have seen pictures of bathrooms that show neither the tub, neither the top of the shower, but the wall in between, and there's nothing even special about the wall. I have seen pictures of open closets, but not even the closet, just the door. I have seen teddy bears in bizarre positions. I have seen unmade beds. I have seen what amounts to someone who is lazy, not doing a good job for their client, taking pictures with their iPhone. And I don't know about you guys, but I work incredibly hard for my money. And if I am paying someone for a service, I expect them to treat their job as seriously as I treat mine. And walking through the house, taking iPhone pictures, not having the rooms look good, taking pictures that don't make sense, that is not okay. And you guys should not accept that either. That is unacceptable. So before you even pick up the phone to call a real estate agent, I want you guys to make sure that the real estate agent you're about to call, you've seen their marketing, you've seen their work, and you like it. Okay? Now, if you're like, well, they don't have any work that I can see online, you don't know what you're dealing with then. The agent that I picked for this house is actually the same agent that sold the house to me, but in the local area, her marketing, I would argue, her marketing's the best. It's that simple. When my dad sold his house, I sent him to her because I knew that she would be able to get the best price because she understands the way the market works. Her and her partner, they know what a house should look like to sell. They know how the pictures should look. And they also know, how to be realistic. You don't want someone where they can make the pictures look great, but then people walk through the door and they're like catfished. You don't want that. So in terms of marketing, these 2 agents, I love everything they do, and that's important. Now, the next thing that's important in a real estate agent is network. Network is critical. You know, the one thing I would say about these guys is they know everybody. Everybody likes them. They're super nice. They're easy to work with. They're very can-do. You know, they work on with both sides as a team. Let's get to the finish line. Let's make sure the buyers are happy. Let's make sure the sellers are happy. We want happy transactions. That is important. They also know everybody in town. You know, they go to dinners with people. They network, and people like them. And that's important, because if you have an agent that's like a loner or that's known to be mean, people may not want to work with them, and them not wanting to work with them will make it so you get less money for your house. So you want agents that represent you in a positive light and your house in a positive light. Also that you like, because the tough thing about being an agent is they have to give us, the seller or the buyer, news that we do not like. And it's very easy as a seller or a buyer to get very emotional, okay? And you wanna make sure you're working with an agent that can get you back to center if you start to go a little bit crazy. So that's important. And then the third part was knowledge. You need someone that understands the market, understands the area, and also understands the contract. Yes, that's very important. You don't want an agent that's like, oh, just click, just mark no on everything with the seller disclosures, we'll be good. No, you want to make sure the agent you're working with is ethical. And a lot of people go, well, I don't want to tell them about everything wrong with my house because then they won't buy it. Guys, you don't want to lie to them and say you don't know anything's wrong with your house and get sued. So working with an ethical agent who has knowledge of the market, who knows what's going to work and not work, is incredibly critical. Okay? So I would recommend it, you know, if I'm incredibly familiar with agents because of my job. However, if I wasn't, or if I was in a different market, I would be interviewing a couple agents before I listed my house. Okay? And I would pick who was going to bring me the best marketing plan, who I got along with the best, who I knew was socially connected throughout the town, and then also who had a really good knowledge of the market, of the contract, but also was ethical, okay? If they start telling you to hide stuff, be afraid. So we've chosen our real estate agent. Now what? Now, I would always say talk to a real estate agent before you do any projects on your house. And the reason you want to do that is because some of the projects that us as homeowners think are very important, real estate agents don't. They, you know, you could spend thousands of dollars, hundreds of hours fixing up stuff that you think is important, whereas the agent may go through and go, no, don't do that, do this instead. Or actually it looks great, let's just do this, this, and that. And you want to make sure you have that conversation. So with this agent, they came over to the house, they looked at everything, and I was like, hey, this is where I think my problems are. And they were like, yeah, and in fairness, I knew where my problems were because I do this all day as a lender, also because I've remodeled a couple houses. So my basic thing was the house didn't have much furniture in it. It was pretty sparse. So I thought it needed staging, and we needed some more plants in the backyard because some had gone missing with the last tenant. It was not the tenant's fault. We don't know where the plants went. It's bizarre. Anyways, so those were my big things, and they agreed. Now, staging. I am gonna have a video of before and after staging, and I think you guys are really gonna like it because it really shows the difference that staging can make. Okay, so we're going to be doing that. You guys are going to see those videos. But once again, circling back to that ethical agent, when you sign that listing agreement with them, you are going to be going through your seller disclosures with them as well. Be honest and make sure you take the time to read through everything and you answer accurately. In my case, we actually got a pest inspection and a homeowner's inspection before we even listed the house. And the reason we did that is because, you know, they wanted to know if there were any issues, so did I, so that we could answer that correctly, but also so that when someone made an offer on the house, they knew what potential issues there were or were not. Thankfully, they were very minor, so it's stuff like, you know, a leak under a kitchen sink. Cool, I'll fix that. You know, little stuff like that, no problem. But it's a really good thing to have to fill out those seller disclosures with confidence, especially if it was a rental property. Okay, other thing. So we're gonna have the videos of before and after staging. Now, in this case, guys, house isn't even listed as I film this. We haven't listed it yet. We're doing pictures tomorrow, and then it will go live a few days from that. We already have an offer. Yeah, and we already have a couple other people that are dying to get in to see the house. So that is the importance of network and understanding the way the market works. So we already have an offer. We're still gonna take the pictures and put it on the market just because you never know. You know, as a seller, buyers will come at you and everyone assumes, oh, I've got an offer, it's gonna close. I've seen enough of this stuff where I'm like, you know what? I always want to make sure you've got a backup because you never know what could happen with the first person. They could decide, they could get relocated by their job. There's so much stuff that can happen. So a house isn't even listed. Pictures haven't even been done. We already have a full price offer. I will be keeping you guys in the loop on what happens next, but those are the first two important things before you list your house. Okay, I might actually go by tomorrow and take a little video of them, you know, taking the pictures, but I don't know if they'd appreciate that. So stay tuned, we're gonna go through this together. Oh, one note, don't get emotional. I did, it was bad. So you guys, it's so easy as a seller to get emotional. And what happened is, you know, I knew we were probably going to get an offer before it was listed. We didn't show the house until it was staged because it was so empty before, and we wanted to make sure we put our best foot forward. But you know, there were a couple things on the offer that I was like, forget it, just forget it. Let's just list it and we'll just, you know, whatever. As a seller, you have to take a step back and just be rational, be reasonable, understand that there's another side and that it can't just be your way or the highway. And if someone's asking for something, it doesn't make them a tyrant. It just means that they're asking for something. It's no big deal. So don't get emotional. It's a team journey to the end. So I hope this video was helpful. Definitely stay tuned for the before staging and after staging. And we'll see how this all turns out. Who knows? In 3 weeks, I might be a mess pulling out my hair, or I might just be thrilled. We'll see. As always, I am licensed in 47 states to do mortgages. So if you guys need a mortgage, please reach out. And very important, guys, if you're gonna be selling your house and buying another one, make sure you get pre-approved before you list the house. I knew I qualified for the next house I was buying, but if you guys are not a lender, you wanna make sure you get pre-approved before you list the house because you don't wanna list it, get a contract, and get declined. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later this week.